Alright, Chapter 8, Dimensioning. And you will learn in this chapter what is dimensioning, what are the dimension types, the ends for the definition, different type of the dimension, how to edit the dimension block. What is dimension AutoCAD? The dimension AutoCAD, just like text users should be prepared with the dimension style, the type of the first step of the U, the insert of the dimension style, for the control of the overall outcome of the dimension block generated with the different type of the dimension. Commands to insert the dimension, but depending on the type of the dimension, users should specify the points to select the object of the dimension block will add with the drawing. For the example, in order to add linear dimension, the user will select with the 2 points representing the distance to measure. For the third point will be the location of the dimension block, shown for the illustration below. Dimension block location, first point, second point, and generated block consists of 3 portions, which are dimension line, extension line, dimension text, shown with the following illustration. Dimension line, dimension text, and extension line is A2. Dimension type, the following dimension types are in AutoCAD, shown for the linear, aligned, arc length, radius, and diameter. Angular, continuous dimension with its first, second point, baseline, first, second point, and second point. Ordinate, how to insert the linear dimension with this command will create with the horizontal and vertical dimension. Start with the linear command with the annotate tab with the locate the dimension panel, select with the linear button. Command dim linear. See the following points: first extension origin, select the object. Second, the extension line origin, specify the dimension line location. M text angle, horizontal, vertical, rotated. Specify the first and second point with the dimension distance of the dimension. Specify the location of the dimension block. Specify the location of the dimension line with the following result. Prompts contain other options, which are multiple text angle, horizontal, vertical, and rotated. Multiple line text will be able to measure different multiple line text mode. The text will add with the measure the distance to single line mode. Angle, change of the angle of the text default is 0. With the horizontal vertical will forward the dimension E with the horizontal vertical default will specify E with the movement of the mouth. Finally, with the rotated create the dimension line parallel to another angle given by you. A4, how to insert with the line dimension. For the command will create with the dimension parallel to the 2 points. To start with the command with the annotate, locate the dimension panel, select with the aligned button or dimension DIM aligned is the command. Following prompt will appear. Specify the first extension line origin, select the object. Second extension line origin, specify the dimension line location, M text, and angle. So for the first point, second point with the dimension, the distance of the measure. For the specify the location, dimension block, specify the location for the dimension line. Following illustrations. The rest of the option identical linear command prompts how to insert the angular dimension. The command insert angular dimension between 2 lines. They include the angle, circle, the arc, 2 point center of the circle over the 3 points. To start with the command, go to annotate tab, locate the dimension panel with the select of the angular button. Dimension angular, DIM angular is the command. AutoCAD may use the following method for the select with the object. You select with the circle, AutoCAD will measure the include with the angle, select with the circle will be selecting points with the first point, the center of the circle, but will be the second point, but the user will select with the third point. If you select the line, they will select the second line. If you select a point will be considered the center point, AutoCAD will ask for the user to specify 2 or more points. Based on the above discussion, when started with the command, you will see the following prompts below. Ask if the written will you select with the arc, select the arc, circle line, and specify the vertex. So for the dimension, arc line, location, map, multiple text, and angle. Practice 8.1, 8.6, how to insert arc and arc length dimension. Command will create a dimension measuring the length of the arc. To start with the command, the annotate lab dimension with the arc length button. Dimension ARC, arc. To see the following prompts, look at the arc or polyline, arc 7 is with the arc length, dimension, location, line, text, angle, partial, or leader. Select the desired arc and locate the dimension block line either inside or outside of the arc will give you something like the following. If the option M text and angle with the already tackled previously partially open option, that means that you have the insert of the arc length of the dimension on the part with the arc of the procedure for the select of the arc within 2. Select internal point of the arc is going to something like the following. Insert a radius dimension. They come in with the insert of the radius dimension from the arc or circle. To get this, for the command with the annotated dimension radius command, radius button, or dim radius, DIM radius command. You'll see the following prompts. Select the arc and circle, specify the dimension, location, M text, and angles. So for the desired arc circle, we'll get a dimension block. You'll get something like the following. How to insert diameter dimension. This command with the insert of the diameter dimension, arc and circle. The command with the annotate with the tab, locate the dimension panel. Let's select with the diameter button. So if we went into the dimension, annotate with the dimension panel with the diameter button, which is the dimension diameter, DIM diameter. Command. You'll see the following prompts. Select the arc circle to specify the dimension, location, M text, X, or angle. So for the desired arc and circle to locate the dimension block, you get something like the following. Practice 8.2. 8.9. How to insert a jog dimension. The command is insert a jogged arc dimension, big arc, simulating the new center point with the circle of the command with the annotate with the tab of the dimension panel. Select with the jog button. What is DIM jog, G-O-G-G-E-D command? Following prompts occur. Select the arc and circle, specify the center location, override dimension, text of 1.5, specify the dimension location, M text, text, or angle, select jog location. First step, select an arc or circle, specify the point with a new center with a point with the AutoCAD calls the override with the locate with the dimension line, and finally specify the jog location. You get something like the following. 8.10. How to insert the coordinated dimension. The command will insert the dimension relative to the datum, either the X or Y. Check with the following illustrations. The user coordinate system command origin option will relocate the origin on one side over the shapes with the value of both X and Y to be correct. If you leave the origin current user coordinate system values inserted may be wrong. Start with the command annotate with the tab of the dimension pane with the start with the ordinate button, and it's the dimension DIM ordinate. See the following prompts: feature, location, feature, specify the leader, endpoint, X datum, Y datum, M text, text, or angle. First, look with the desired button. By default, AutoCAD will give you the freedom to go with the direction X or Y. If you want to force the mouse to measure points related to the X axis, and select X datum. The same applies to the Y axis. We've already discussed the rest of the options in practice 8.3. 8.11. Inserting a serial dimension using continuing command. AutoCAD allows you to do the input insert of the dimension with the continuing command. With the continuing command will follow the last dimension pin. Asking input with the second point, assuming the last point with the last dimension will be considered first point with the coming one. With the start of the command, going to the annotate with the tab of the dimension panel with the and select continue or dimension continue. With these two scenarios with which to continue. If there wasn't any dimension command issued in the AutoCAD section, AutoCAD will ask you to select an existing dimension, linear, ordinate, or angular. You'll see the following: select the continued dimension with the dimension command with the issue of the AutoCAD section. AutoCAD then will simply ask you to continue the command, asking you to specify the second point. After select with the existing dimension block with the continue with the undo with the last command. See the following prompt: specify the second extension line, origin, undo, or select, and then shows second points, 45-degree angles, all around the circle. Inserting serial with the dimension with the U with the baseline command. With the command is identical with the continuing command with the exact, except L, the dimension with the measure of the reference for the first point specified with the U thing about baseline. Show the command annotate with the tab with the line, A with the dimension panel with the baseline button. Dimension DIM baseline. Alright, you need to discover the prompts of the command because of the resemble the continue of the command prompt whether you get something like a full picture. Practice 8.4 continuing commands, 8.5 baseline commands. Alright, 8.13, using quick dimension command, you the command insert the group of the dimension with the one shot, the start of the command with the annotated tab, look over the dimension panel with the quick dimension button. And that is Q dimension for your quick dimension. You will see the following associated with the dimension property endpoint. Select geometry dimension, select with the dimension line, position, continuous, staggered, baseline, ordinate, radius, diameter, datum, point, editing, settings, continuous. First step, select with the desired geometry you want the dimension from either the clicking window mode, crossing mode, with any other mode. You know, the first time you use the command with the AutoCAD section, the AutoCAD will continue as the default button option, but right click, you'll see the following menu. Enter, start, cancel with the reset input of dynamic input, continuous, staggered, baseline, ordinate, radius, datum, diameter, datum, point, edit, settings, snap, overrides, pan, zoom, steering wheels, quick calculator. Using shortcut menu, select with the desired dimension, type of the specify the dimension line, the location, continuous, consequently set the dimension, insert the check with the following examples. Staggered, radius, ordinate, select with the settings you want to see with the following menu. Associated dimension, property, enter, intersection, endpoint, intersection, options enable you to specify the default of the object, snap, specify the extension line, origins. 8.14, use the dimension command with the command line with the simulation of the 8 basic dimension commands. In essence, if it's simple to move with your mouse pointer over the object, it will predict the proper dimension type that you will look at with the drawing issue with the command with the annotate with the dimension panel with the dimension command. or DIM. Roll over the mouse pointer over the object depending on the following. You'll see the dimension type generated. The roll over the mouse over the horizontal vertical line segment over the key for the polyline dimension command. Produce the linear dimension over the roll over the mouse incline line segment and key for the polyline dimension command. Will produce the line dimension. Roll over the mouse cursor over the arc and the segment. In the case of the polyline dimension, will produce the radius dimension. If you roll over the mouse cursor over the dimension, circle with the dimension will produce the diameter dimension. Produce the angular dimension. First hover over the mouse cover over the linear and align dimension block as per reviewed. Click and hover over the mouse point over the other line. Angular dimension will be created. When you start with the command, you'll see the following prompts. Select object, select the first extension line or origin, angular baseline, continue, ordinate, align, distributed layer, and undo. Alright, note that continuing the baseline is listed above the prompt. If you want the dimension command, continue with the baseline. The dimension start with the two options. First step, dimension special layer with respect to the name of the layer of the dimension object reduced from the dimension command should reside in. You can do with only one of the two things. The desired command prompt with the system dimension layer, the type of the name of the desired layer, annotate the tab of the dimension panel. You'll see the following. Use the drop-down list to select the name of the desired layer with either method with regards to the current layer shown with the layers panel with the dimension object will go directly in the selected layers. Page 16, editing dimension block. Use the grips. Insert the dimension block. Easy to edit with the use of the grips. Use the right clicking depending on the type of the dimension. You click any of the dimension blocks. Roll the sheet with a certain certain play with it becomes an example. The linear angular dimension for the grips will appear. 5 places with the 2 with the point of the measure with the 2 and with the dimension line. Finally, with the dimension text and hover over the text grip that you'll see the following. Autocad will stretch and move with the dimension line, move the text only, as well with the rest of the list of the action. Take while holding the group to hover over the two grips ends. You will see stretch, continue baseline dimension, and then flip arrow. List of action will sketch with the create with a continuous baseline with the dimension based on the selected type of the dimension. The final thing of the user can do is flip the arrow with the nearest select group. Angular dimension group that will appear on the 5 place with the endpoint of the 2 lines involved with the dimension line. Finally, with the dimension text, then hover over the text group that we will see the following. Sketch, stretch, move with the dimension line, move with the text only, move the leader above the dimension line, the center vertical reset with the text position. The commands are identical in linear line. If the hover over the 2 ends of the grips, you will see the following. Sketch line, sketch continue dimension baseline, dimension flip arrow. These are the same commands mentioned in linear and align. Ordinate dimension grips and with them appear with a 4 plate with the origin point and with the measure point with the dimension line. Finally, the dimension test. Hover over the text grip, you'll see the following. Sketch, move the dimension line, move the text only, move the leader above the dimension line, center vertical with the reset text position. The same set with the commands mentioned above, hovering over the end of the line grip that will be shown the following. Stretch and continuous dimension. Order will never work with the baseline does not have the arrows low into the 2 options of the dimension below with the type of the dimension. Grid diameter dimension grips will appear with the 3 places selected point with the center. Finally, the dimension tab will hover over the text grip that you will see the following. Sketch, move with the dimension line, move the text line below the dimension line with the center vertically reset with the text position. In the same list of the commands mentioned earlier, hover over the grip to the end of the arrow, we'll see with the following. Sketch and then flip the arrow with the sketch of the radius, the diameter, have the ability to continue with the baseline. 2 commands are not mentioned. You can use only the sketch and flip arrow. Arc length will show the 4 grips, one over the 2 ends of the arc with the one over the text line, one over the layer of the text. Hover over the grip will be the following. Sketch, move the dimension, move the text line, move the leader above the dimension line, center vertically, reset the text position. Same list with the commands mentioned above. The hover over the endpoint, you will give it the following, and then show the sketch and flip arrow. Same arc length will not cover the continuous baseline. Only sketch and flip arrow will appear. Page 17, editing a dimension block using a right-click menu. On the other hand, you select with the dimension block, right-click, you will see with the following shortcut: reset input dimension style with the precision, remove the style, overrides, annotate this object scale clipboard. Control the dimension style by using the insert and click with the dimension block with the layer with the chain with the made with the new dimension style shown with the dimension style. Save with the new with the standard edit note with the other. Chain with the precision with the dimension with the text with the precision and then show the decimal points. Editing dimension block, give the quick properties and properties. If you select with the dimension block with the quick properties will come automatically something like the following. Radial dimension associated with the dimension style with the annotate of the measure text override. You have the ability to modify the dimension style with the diameter of the feature with the ability to discover the next chapter. Also with the find the exact measurement with the selected dimension. You can change the number of using Text override field of the property. On the other hand, make global screen with the select of the dimension block. For the select of the dimension block, right click within the select of the properties or the option. You can double click it as well to see within something like the following. So our larger property manager property palette will change with everything and relate with the dimension block with the dimension style with the block. With the previous example showed varies your control under the fitted category. Practice 8.6 we skip, and then we're also going to skip the notes, chapter review, and the chapter answers. We're now on chapter 9 plotting.